Latino, and welcome to another edition of Hip New Jersey. Today we are coming to you from the Ocean Place Resort and Spa in Long Branch, where we're celebrating summer with VUE Magazine. We'll hear more from the luxury publications co-founders, Jason Underberg and Brian Kovener, later on in this episode. But first, nothing screams summer like ice cream. Hip NJ recently met with the Burrios family, who is celebrating the 50th anniversary of their Jersey City frozen sweet treat shop, Torico's. Let's meet this wonderful, multi-generational family business.
In 1968, Pete bought a deli that was in this location. This was a corner that became a happening corner with all the schools. We got married in 1970, and from that point on, we converted it into more of an ice cream parlor. I was pregnant with my first daughter, Denise, and she now makes the ice cream. I yearn for the coconuts, the tropical flavors. I was born in Puerto Rico. I came about when I was 7 years old, and Pete, of course, became innovative. He put together things that I could be satisfied with.
We started with coconut, tamarindo, guanabana, mango.
Once the neighborhood started to change, then we started introducing all the classical flavors, the vanillas and chocolates and strawberries and everything else that goes with an ice cream parlor.
Just seeing him put so much love and effort into these flavors that we tried to duplicate today that was a really fond memory when I was younger.
My mother, my grandfather, third generation, second generation, and first. We're well known in this community for our quality, and just to have to keep that going is an honor, really, to pick up where they left off. So it's really special.
My parents' siblings, they really were so instrumental with the beginning parts, like just the basic of making the first flavor, hand cranking the machine for hours, going to the store to get ice, just being that support system, which is so indicative of like what we have now.
We all love the store so much that all we want to see is it grow to endless possibilities.
Who we are as a family is who we are as a business, and who we are as community members sort of is very, very intertwined.
There is just so much that this community has shown us that there's that mutual love back and forth. We're offering ice cream and it's a fun treat. We're creating memories. So we're just so honored that they're choosing to experience even a few minutes of their day with us as a business.
All the different staff members that we've had here all along the years that were so great.
Wonderful help, tremendously wonderful help that we couldn't do anything without them. I love having my kids come home, be part of the business, and be able to go upstairs and have dinner and come downstairs and continue to work. It's wonderful.
I've lived all over the place, all over the United States, and I went all over the world, and really just traveling all there really made me want to come back and be with what matters most, and that's my family.
Here 50 years, boy, I can't even imagine how we made it. But now we've passed it on to the new generation.
I'm looking for the next 50 years. So this is the milestone, and if we can keep it in the family and we can, it helps me to really look forward to what's coming next and with the future and to celebrate what they have done but also to set us up for what we're going to do with it as well.
I love watching them make ice cream. I love eating it too.
Long Branch has been one of the most popular destinations along the Jersey Shore, and the buzz surrounding this trendy beach town continues to grow. With its pristine beaches, top-notch restaurants, and numerous shopping options, you don't need to travel far to experience the best in beachside fun. As a matter of fact, business is booming all around the Garden State, as Hip NJ saw at the West Orange Chamber of Commerce 20th Award Celebration, held at the Wilshire Grand Hotel.
Tonight is the annual Chamber of Commerce Awards Night. We recognize police officers, firefighters, and local educators for their service to the community. It's always a wonderful night, and obviously you can hear everyone's in a good mood and happy to celebrate.
My father was the president of the West Orange Chamber of Commerce, and he said, I want to give back to the community. I want to do something so people who do great things are recognized, and he created the West Orange Community Awards. And that was 20 years ago, and I'm really proud that it's considered maybe the best event of the year. And teachers, it means a lot, the firefighters, the police, business of the year, and it's kind of amazing. And as we watch the town grow and the event grow, you walk in and you feel very kind of special.
You know, West Orange is always such a hot town, and it's always talked about, but I feel like there's a lot of new business happening in your downtown areas.
Yes, so we have a couple redevelopment zones, which is helping to bring that on, but we do have a number of businesses that have come into the town over the last year or two and even 3 years. So we've seen steady growth as the economy has gotten better. Some of our business districts have seen the growth as well. So it's great to welcome new businesses and great to see them succeed.
I've been here 13 years, great partners I work with. I've got great ownership, I've got great staff, and I don't do this alone. It's a wonderful thing. Our big thing is local, and we're digging in.
All the green initiatives that are in this building, and they're continuing to do more. Electric charging stations, solar roofs, and a lot of more going green.
And most importantly, you're a safe town. We're honoring your best and bravest tonight here.
We have a very active and proactive police department, do a lot of community policing initiatives. Our fire department is very integrated within the community.
Tonight, the Chamber of Commerce is recognizing 5 of our department members. It was an incident involving a CPR save, and Captain Hess was in command. On his crew was firefighter Patrick McGovern and firefighter Craig Vanderhoof. And then on the rescue company was firefighter Matt Keenan and firefighter Nick Manzella. So what had happened was there's an art form called fractal wood burning. This had a happy ending. Unfortunately, the young man went unresponsive. Our crews arrived, and by the time they brought him to the hospital, he had actually had a pulse and was breathing on his own, which was a beautiful thing.
Everything was working together in just the right way, so it's a miracle. It's really a special situation.
So that's what we're honoring these men here tonight for, and we're very proud.
The guys at VUE Magazine not only know how to have a good time, but they know how to do as well.
Part of the reason we are at the Ocean Place Resort and Spa in Long Branch is to benefit Fulfill NJ.
A few miles up the parkway, some of the Garden State's best dressed rallied together for Fashion with Compassion, benefiting St. Joseph's Children's Hospital.
I can't think of any other reason to get dressed up, go out, and raise a lot of money.
I like people who give back, and Dolores comes from that family. When she asks me to do something and she says jump, I say how high.
It's a great event. This is our 5th annual event, and each time it gets bigger and more successful, more people, lots and lots of positive energy, and certainly a lot of donations to help our children's hospital.
What are you most excited to do here tonight?
Oh, shop, mingle, and talk to people.
See, that's the wonder of this. You can come out, dress in your finery, look at wonderful items, clothes, jewelry, and all this other stuff, and you do it for a good cause, and everybody's having a good time. There's music, there's food. It's just a great celebration.
Many of my family have been taken care of at St. Joe's, and 2 months ago my mom passed away from a long battle of cancer, and I am forever grateful to the hospital. This year means a lot. They're donating all the money to Children's Oncology in honor of my mom, so I couldn't be more proud. I couldn't stand behind a better hospital, and I will do everything I can to help people, help the children, help the families in any way I can.
My nephew recently had brain surgery there. He was 14 years old. He had the best of care. He's fine now. Everything is okay. But there couldn't have been a better place for him to be.
It's really an incredible possibility to change, the life of kids and do something good for others.
We have a lot of efforts with regards to child life, and events like this really enable us to do that.
Tell us what brought you here today.
Well, I'm a huge supporter of the charity. We've been doing this event for about 3 or 4 years now.
I can't even explain how much St. Joe's has helped me throughout the years.
anytime I get sick, that's the one place I know that I can go to and I'm gonna get treated fast, I'm gonna get treated with care.
When I was there was always someone there to stay with me through it all.
Well, I'm appreciative of St. Joe's. I feel it's the best in the country, and I want more people to know about it.
Long Branch has a firm place in pop culture history.
The beach resort was visited by U.S. Presidents Chester A. Arthur, James A. Garfield, Ulysses S. Grant, Benjamin Harrison, Rutherford B. Hayes, William McKinley, and Woodrow Wilson. Long Branch has also served as the backdrop for numerous episodes of The Sopranos, including the episode Blue Comet, where James Gandolfini's Tony Soprano seeks refuge in a beach house. And finally, the boss, Bruce Springsteen, wrote his legendary 1975 album, Born to Run, in this charming bungalow.
Another group of rising stars is looking to make their mark on the Garden State. Let's meet indie pop group The Happy Fits.
Ross.
Yep, I'm Ross.
I have Calvin over here and Luke. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Well,
thanks for having us.
So you have one of the cooler stories that I've heard in recent times. You were found by a happy mistake, no pun intended.
Yeah, we put our music up on Spotify last summer just for our friends and family, and then some dude called Tyler Miranda just randomly found it in Arizona.
Now our manager.
Yeah, he found a friend at Spotify who was working in the Fresh Finds department, and he gave the track to him, and then it was on a playlist, and then there were like 500,000 people following that playlist, and now we have like 1 million plays on that track.
So cool. When you see 1 million plays next to your band's name, how does that feel?
I think our manager just bought them and didn't tell us. Secretly is trying to build our confidence up. It's incredible. We even get to see where the streams are coming from. So a lot are from like Germany. We have like a huge crowd in Germany, and like Manhattan's big for us. So like seeing where it all comes from is really, really cool, and it's very humbling, and we're super excited about it.
What kind of sound do you guys have?
It's probably classified as like indie rock. Yeah, kind of vibe. I don't know. The cello makes it confusing. A bit different. Yeah, because we use Calvin's a cello player, and it kind of gives it a more natural feel than like, I don't know. It's not like, it's somewhere in between rock and like alternative, which is like, yeah.
It's just the happy fits.
Yeah.
That's
happy music.
Do smile and try those eyes to all the girls and bad boys. Made you cry, well you know those were the best years of your life. Look cute in leather boots and makeup brings you down.
How did you guys all come together?
We all went to high school together.
What high school?
North Hunterdon High School.
Okay.
We didn't know each other at all. I'm a year above them, and I'm actually best friends with his brother, and that's how I got introduced to them. So I'm 21, they're both 19.
We heard through the grapevine that we both played an instrument, and then we started doing covers together, and those weren't very good. And then we just decided we'd make our own music because we were bad at covers. And then we needed a drummer to record our first EP, and then we got this guy.
And you write your own lyrics?
Yeah, for the most part, Calvin writes a lot of the lyrics, and yeah.
Where do you draw inspiration from?
Just, from my life. I like writing things that I feel like other people could relate to, especially if it's really like personal stuff that sometimes you feel really insecure about yourself, or like you feel like you're like a weirdo, or like you're just different from everyone else in society. That I like to put that in the songs so that other people that feel that way kind of feel like they have a better connection to the songs.
Up is the way that I wanted to see. For as the good nightmares I was bereaved. Dear Mr. Sandman, please give me some.
What are we gonna hear today?
This is our song, While You Fade Away.
Staring at the ground, gonna get much better, but you're thinking to yourself about it every day. Staring in the clouds is a big bright future, but you're never gonna get it if you never get a say. I got that love. I got that love. I got that love. wants what you want, what she needs, what you need. Never know. She wants what you want, what she needs, what you need. Never know. She wants what you need and your need. I got that love, little love that you leave me. Oh, you fade away inside my heart. Is a drum that's beating for you every single day. Rolling through all of the noises you make inside of your mind. Forget all that visible lust, that metaphysical trust. What are you trying to find? 'Cause always the hardest and always the rightest they all gotta stand for the same damn thing. Love, little love that you leave me. Oh, you fade away inside my heart. Is a drum that's beating for you every single day. I got that love, little love that you leave me. Oh, you fade away inside my heart. Is a drum that's beating for you every single day. That fever, oh now boy you got it, so taste it, don't waste it, all you thought you want. For your love, oh now boy you got it, so taste it, all you thought you want. For your love, oh now boy you got it, so taste it, all you thought you want. That fever, oh now boy you got it, so taste it, all you thought you want. That fever, oh now boy you got it, taste it, don't waste it. I got that love, little love that you leave me. Oh, you fade away inside my heart. Is a drum that's beating for you every single day. I got that love, little love. Oh, you fade away. Heart is a drum that's beating for you every single day. 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 For you every single day.
As the only beachfront resort between New York and Atlantic City, Ocean Place Resort and Spa has been designed to be the ultimate seaside playground for unforgettable family vacations, romantic weekend getaways, and business trips with a splash of pleasure. And not to mention, it serves as a unique party venue. Let's check out the sights and sounds from VUE Magazine's From White to Night Beach Party. And let's meet the men behind the magazine's luxurious pages. We have Jason Underberg and Brian Kovener. They are the co-founders of VUE Magazine. How are you doing, gentlemen?
Fantastic. Beautiful day.
Well, first of all, what is VUE Magazine?
You know, VUE Magazine was really, for me, a passion project. You know, we've been publishing for 10 years, Unity Media Group. My sister publication, The Digest, started off in Hoboken out of my living room when I was in my late 20s. VUE was always just something that I've always wanted to do. It was an inspiration to me to design a beautiful showcase piece of art. Long story short is it turned into a lot more than that over the years, and it grew beyond my wildest imagination. So Brian and I, we've always been very close. We're like brothers. We are cousins. He was living in Florida in the finance world. I was publishing. Brian came to one of our events when we just launched VUE Magazine.
First launch magazine.
The very first launch party.
I remember, because I was there.
Yeah.
You were there. And he gave me that look that night and said, I think I'm ready.
For you to make that transition, though, from finance to something so abstract and creative, that must have been a little jarring for you.
Well, I did work on more the creative side in finance. I wasn't sitting behind a desk just looking at numbers. I was dealing more with the interpersonal and the marketing and personal side. But yeah, obviously it's a big jump to go from managing people's money to, you know, putting together a publication. The beauty is you learn something new every day, and it's fascinating. And I think I bring a different approach to it than Jason. I think that's why it's just that perfect balance, that yin and the yang. Yeah.
So when people open up your magazine, what can they expect to read?
The main thing we pride ourselves in is bringing you the news first. So it's important for us as a media outlet to cover not only the most luxurious things, but the things that are a little more hidden. So we'll feature anything from the best travel destinations to some great new exotic car unveilings, restaurants that are just phenomenal that most people or some people don't already know about. And the unique part about what we do, which we really pride ourselves on, which is unlike any other publication out there, is we literally touch and feel every piece of that magazine, from every trip to every bite to everything we eat to every car we drive, and everything in that magazine. It's real content, and that comes across, I think, to the reader, and that's been the number one ingredient to our success. Don't get me wrong, when we go on these trips, we are working.
Of course.
Sometimes.
And it's not just he and I. I mean, we've got a full team of writers and even interns that get a chance to go and check out these experiences firsthand, because there's so much of the magazine for just the two of us to go.
How did you parlay the magazine into these exciting adventures?
It's interesting. It kind of happened organically, and it's so flattering. St. Lucia, which you'll see in our next issue of the magazine, where it's a $4,000 a night stay at St. Lucia, and the only magazines that have been invited to cover this property, Jade Mountain, which is where we spent some time, are magazines like Condé Nast Traveler and Forbes,
international travel magazine,
and they invited VUE out. So it's such a compliment to us that we're being compared to such a publication that with these invitations, it's just beyond our wildest dreams.
And you feature celebrities as well. I mean, Mariano Rivera is one of my favorites that you've recently featured.
Yes, yeah. And all the covers that we do, when we do feature a celebrity, we actually meet them. We went to Paris Hilton's home. Mariano, like you just mentioned, we actually threw an event with Mariano. He signed a copy of every single magazine for all the guests at the party. So it's real. We try to keep everything as real as we can.
From yacht parties to Sojo Spa Club, Maritime Park, Waterside, and now you're branching out down the shore, which is really cool.
We are, and the expansion for us is really exciting. I actually grew up down here in Monmouth County, and I was living up north for the last 10 years, which is where I started the business, and I've wanted to come back to Monmouth County so bad, and why not bring VUE Magazine? So, now we really are proud that we're back here where my roots began, and the fact that we're going to bring the readers statewide coverage.
And one of the places that you're going to be featuring is the one we're sitting at right now, the beautiful Ocean Place Resort and Spa right here in Long Branch. And it's so cool because when you see down the street, you see all the new construction and the vibrancy and the life that's coming down here.
Yeah, I think Monmouth County's always been tremendous, but it's grown exponentially in the last year, and what they're doing along the waterfront here, all the way from Long Branch to Asbury Park and through, it's phenomenal, the development that's going on right now with new retail and new condominiums and new townhomes, and it's blossoming, and it's a beautiful time to be here.
So let me ask you this, because media is ever changing, and I don't need to tell you guys that print is taking a lot of the hit in this changing scope. So how are you staying ahead of the game? Where so many magazines and newspapers are closing or consolidating, you're growing.
We are.
How does that work?
I think it's just involving more than just, first of all, you got to have a beautiful product. I mean, at the end of the day, at least from an advertising perspective, all we're trying to deliver is eyeballs, right? Whether you're paying for a commercial on a TV or a radio or a billboard, whatever the case may be, our job is to put together the best product we possibly can. So it starts with the print, but we do so much on top of that. A lot of times people are saying they're just going digital, but all that means is you're sitting at your phone, you're not really connected with the rest of the world. So a good example are the events that you mentioned that we throw, where we're bringing people together and we're making connections, and a lot of our best relationships in business that gets done are at these events. So it's everything full 360, the magazine, the digital aspect, the events. That's how I think we stay ahead and we differentiate ourselves.
I also think there's quite a misconception of print being dead. I think a lot of people like the sound of that, but in actuality, the same people who are saying that print is dying, they're reading a magazine on the beach, or they're taking in their purse, because let's face it, as a species, we still want something tangible, and there's something to be appreciated about anything in print.
Yeah.
So, I'd have to believe that there's a very big misconception about that in the market, and it's just relaying that and making your clients understand, because the readers are there.
So with that point, that print is not dead, you heard it here first, you are thinking about growing your digital presence with the launch of this new venture that we're co-producing together,
Yes.
MagMen.
Yes.
So tell our audience, what is MagMen?
So it's funny because Brian and I, we always talked about MagMen before we even knew what it was. So it just had a certain aura about it, and
it's really our life.
It's our life, and I think what's really going to be neat about MagMen is we'll be able to, in each segment of the show, we'll have our top 5 from each category. So you'll actually get to see, and there'll be live footage and there'll be photos from trips that Brian and I go on, featuring different resorts, different restaurants that we can tell our audience and our readers about. Again, new cars, new fashion trends, and it'll be quirky, it'll be funny, it'll have some serious character to it.
It'll also take you behind the scenes on what it's like to put together a magazine, you know, and we have 2 publications, so there's really never a dull moment, and we'll kind of bring the readers and the audience behind the scenes a little bit from a personal life standpoint as well. And like Jason mentioned, we're also going to incorporate, obviously, what we're doing from a travel standpoint.
So where can people view MagMen?
So in the immediate future, you'll be able to view it on our own YouTube channel, MagMen, which will be announced very shortly. And from there, you'll probably start seeing it grow exponentially. We do have a couple new things up our sleeves, which we're not going to talk too much about.
Okay.
We'll just tease it. But we have 2 new experiences, products, if you will, that'll be launching in the next year. One is going to allow our readers to actually enjoy some of the lifestyle that we enjoy.
Let's just say theoretically you wanted to have a party in a few weeks, and that's all you wanted to do. You don't want to do any of the planning involved as far as the catering, the drinks, the entertainment, all that good stuff. We're going to basically take care of everything, every single aspect of it, step by step, and bring in our people, our entertainment, you know, powered by, you know, a true entertainment concierge program.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. How do you guys find time to sleep? Everyone always asks me this question, but
we don't.
I don't jet set like you. No, you just don't sleep.
We sleep on the plane.
Yeah, we sleep.
Are you guys dating?
Here and there. You know, I'm still single as of today.
Not currently married.
So you're also, not only are you the most luxurious in New Jersey, you're the 2 most eligible bachelors in New Jersey. Can we say that?
Well, I appreciate that.
No problem. All right, well, for everything MagMen and VUE Magazine, visit hipnewjersey.com. Thank you for joining us right here in Long Branch, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers. Cheers, guys.